Georgia, Greensboro, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, Chicago, Tampa, Florida, Miami, Dallas, Texas. I don't care where the city is.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to episode 2 of the weekly Pro Wrestling Rush. I'm your host, Jeff Jaros, along with Steven Lane and Matt Shadis again. And if you listen to our first episode, we've already done our formal introductions. If not, you can go back and check it out. But this week, we're going to focus on what we predicted last week for the Royal Rumble. It was the 26th annual 2014 Royal Rumble. There's been a lot of talk about the Royal Rumble after what happened as far as the crowd reaction to the Rumble and what they did with the Royal Rumble. So we're going to get into it right now. Do you guys have any first thoughts that you wanted to speak on about it? Okay.
Yeah, there's things we could talk about it with. I mean, about the whole Batista winning it, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think, Matt, on your on the Rumble from just the first thought? I know you were the only one that actually watched it live. I've seen a lot of the clips and watched most of it that I could afterwards. But you've seen it live and really got the feel for the crowd and stuff. So what did you think about it?
I really enjoyed it, honestly. I thought it was worth the $54 I spent on it. The only thing I was a little bummed out about was not seeing Chris Jericho.
Yeah, Chris Jericho was a surprise that he was not in the Rumble, and I'm really surprised that RVD hasn't come back. I don't know what the plans for Rob Van Dam is, but there was rumors up till the Rumble that he was in it. So, unless they were trying to throw us a curveball.
Well, Christian's coming back Friday night, and I'm wondering if maybe we don't see RVD in that spot also.
You think maybe he might come back in that same kind of way without the Rumble, after the Rumble?
Yeah,
probably leading in.
They just give him a smackdown.
Well, he's got that contract where he has 90 days on and 90 days off, which is I don't really agree with, but as far as the wrestling contract goes, if you're going to be a main focal point in the company, there's no way you can do a 90 days on, 90 days off and be anything other than a side attraction, like RVD pretty much was,
right,
in my opinion.
I'd like to see him do a little run with Christian. I think that would be interesting.
I'd like to see a run with Christian and RVD.
Yeah, no, to get against each other.
Yeah, that'd be nice. They used Rob Van Dam straight away against Del Rio for the title and stuff, so they used him pretty good in that first run, but I hated Ricardo with him.
Right, yeah, that was a little ridiculous.
Yeah, but back to the Royal Rumble, though. Steven, I know you didn't see it, so you've seen any clips at all?
Yeah, I've seen the end of the Rumble, and I don't know, I mean, from just Batista and Roman Reigns laying there, you basically had a feel what was going on. It was basically the two powerhouses. They keep calling them powerhouses, but yeah.
But the crowd was just up in arms during the whole Rumble, because here's my thing about the Rumble, and I think I've been texting you guys about this. You know, it's fine that they wanted to win with Batista or whatever, but you're going to bring him back on Monday Night Raw, and then before a week is even into his run, he's going to win the entire Royal Rumble and overshadow every guy on the roster that's been putting in work all year. I'm coming from a backstage point, and also, you look at a guy like Daniel Bryan, and I watched the match. They pretty much just had him cleanly pinned in the match, and then he never even shows up again after that, after they beat him down. Not even in the Rumble, and that's all the people were wanting after his match was everybody was chanting for Daniel Bryan, so why not just, if you can, just switch it up and throw him in the Rumble? At least throw him in the Rumble, at least throw him in there to please the fans. Say what?
Because Triple H is a heel promoter. Why would a heel promoter give the fans what they obviously want?
Well, here's the stupidest. It's the stupidest thing though, because they're on the probably, like you said, the second biggest pay-per-view of the year, and they're not going to give the fans what they want. I think maybe you're right that Triple H came up with that idea, but I honestly don't think that, you know, if they end up turning Batista heel and having him and Bryan fight or something, that was not the plan. I don't think they planned for Daniel Bryan to get that kind of reaction and swamp out the entire pay-per-view.
Oh, no, but I'm sure that they were expecting something.
I don't know. I mean, we're all entitled to our own opinion on that one, but as far as you say that you think that maybe they had it planned all along to get that kind of reaction, but I don't see if you can plan that kind of reaction. Batista was ticked off. Daniel Bryan even went off on Twitter on something about how he was used, and they said he usually don't do that. I looked on, I don't know if you guys check out WrestleZone.com, but a couple guys like Mark Madden from WCW and Just Incredible both agreed with exactly what I said, and I did not even look at what they said till after I was talking to you guys when I got home. And they said, too, that the crowd, pretty much drowned out the whole thing, and how can you not use Daniel Bryan in the main event? And I also seen a thing where Mick Foley said he would smash his TV to pieces if they didn't use Daniel Bryan in the main event, and he did.
It's all a work.
Yeah, you think it's all a work?
It's all a work.
I'm going to tell you what, Dave Batista does not deserve to be the Royal Rumble winner and in the main event spot, though, already. The guy was so gassed. I think within a minute of his getting in the ring and going at it, he was done winded. Somebody kicked him and dropped him, I think Del Rio, and that was his break, man. He was sitting there sucking wind, dude. And even at the end, when him and Reigns at the end, he's up against the ropes sucking wind, man. The crowd totally just was not into Batista at all. That's not turning out the way they wanted it to at all. I think Triple H had the notion that everybody was going to love Batista and he was going to be this big face coming back, but all of a sudden it's just turned 360 on him, and now it seems like they're going to have to make him a heel. If they don't make him a heel, it's going to be some weird stuff going on. Don't you guys agree?
Yes. Yeah, I don't know, man. They brought Batista back way too early, I think. I think they should have brought him back in the Rumble match. And then, because I don't care if he wins, it doesn't bother me, but it's the fact that it's like, hey, he's coming back. Okay, next week. Okay, he's back. Terrible reaction. And then he goes in a Rumble. And he's winning it.
He didn't get any. Yeah, it was like a simulated Royal Rumble, like I was going to say. Like, you knew who was going to win the Rumble before the Rumble even started. That was one of the things that I thought was maybe not worth money for people because they already knew. Didn't you know, Matt?
Well, he wasn't supposed to have been announced before the Rumble.
Yeah, but I knew it up to. I knew it up to before he even made his first appearance on Raw that he was going to go on to win the Rumble and go on to Mania against Orton.
Yeah, well, I mean, we all knew that The Rock was going to come back and beat Cena for the title, so I don't understand why everybody's up in arms that they wouldn't do it again.
I'm guessing because Batista's no Rock.
Well,
It's just Rock got Rock got over with the
fans.
fans. But Batista didn't. Who do you put in that spot? You put Brock Lesnar, in my opinion. There is your world champion right there.
Yeah.
He's the most over badass on the roster that nobody sits there and laughs at. He's not coming out in tight pants. He's not doing stupid shit with, his old, where he's getting down and acting like he's shooting off the bombs with the pyro. I mean, and for one thing, here was one funny thing I thought about the Rumble that I saw today. The first guy he confronts is Ryback, who makes it you can totally tell how small Batista has gotten when you put him up against Ryback right off the bat. That's some bad booking right there. Do you guys agree?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, wow, how small Batista's gotten.
That and Brock Lesnar's shorts have to go. He has to go back to the trunks.
Yeah, I don't understand why Brock wears the MMA tights. I trunks. I just don't think he thinks he feels comfortable wearing the tights anymore. Trying to switch it up a little bit.
His legs shrunk a little bit. Maybe.
His legs aren't as big, I think, or maybe he's gained some weight. He just never really liked the tight look. I don't know.
Figured I'd bring that up.
Batista, I couldn't believe he was still. I thought he was going to try to pull off the MMA tights too, since he had been in MMA. I was interested to see what he was going to come out looking like.
Yeah, and he's skinnier now too.
So what was your guys' what was your guys' opinion on I know we all called the Outlaws winning the titles, but I was actually surprised, to tell you the truth, that they actually went through with it.
Just another one of Triple H's guys getting over.
Are these guys going to actually have a run with the titles?
I think so.
Yep.
And you got to look at it this way. You got two guys kicking off the Rumble. Three dudes actually during the pre-show of the Rumble. Three of the guys had been in the Attitude Era, counting Goldust.
Yeah, that was good. I like that.
That's good, but that's also bad because the fans, they're so programmed today to the PG crowd that a lot of the kids and stuff that they're aiming at don't even know who these guys are. I don't understand it really. Are they trying to go against what the PG fans want? Like, I don't understand. What are they trying to do? But
yeah, they're messing with the fans too.
Are they messing with the little kids? Like, that can't be. No, I don't think that can be. The little kids have already turned Bryan face over Batista anyway, so.
Yeah,
Bryan is the most popular guy on the roster. He had the best match of the night on Royal Rumble, bottom line, that I saw. And he should have been in the Royal Rumble and down to like the final 4 or final 3 guys at least. And
lose?
Huh?
And lose anyway?
You could have had him taken out some way, maybe just the way Kane took out Punk.
Yeah.
And what about Punk? Are they just not going to use him?
His contract's expiring, so I think they're like, they don't want to use him in a certain way, you know?
I never heard about his contract being up, so they think he might not re-sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Where else is he going to go, honestly, other than ROH? All right, well we got through on the Royal Rumble there, guys. Though, you guys have any last thoughts on the Rumble that you wanted to get in before we move on to the next subject?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt, go ahead.
Yeah, I wish instead of poor Rey Mysterio coming out at number 30 and getting booed out of the building, I wish they would have put a heel in that spot. Maybe like Bad News Barrett, because everybody's expecting Daniel Bryan to come out at 30 anyway.
Why the heck? Yeah, I noticed that too. I forgot I was going to mention how bad the crowd got from Mysterio on. It was just a constant boo.
Yep.
Mysterio didn't deserve to be... He didn't deserve that spot to be thrown out in there and get booed like that. And they knew whoever was going to get thrown out was going to get booed. You're right.
Yep.
That was bullshit, really. Pardon my language. But there was something else I was going to say. There was really no big surprise entrance. I mean, they never threw Jake the Snake in there, which I thought was going to happen. And they never... Kevin Nash was a surprise, but I mean, really? Did you want to see him again? We just seen Diesel a couple years ago come back.
JBL, first ever Royal Rumble appearance.
JBL, okay. That was the worst Royal Rumble appearance of all time. I mean, come on. They got to stop doing stuff like that.
Why? What's wrong with that?
How?
I understand why everybody, like, I don't get it. I think that's fun.
Okay. Well, how about throwing El Torito in there?
No, that was a little annoying.
You couldn't put Daniel Bryan in over El Torito?
Oh, no way.
The fans are wanting him, man. You know, that's all they were doing was chanting for that guy.
I'm going to make my prediction now. Daniel Bryan will win the title at WrestleMania. It's going to happen.
Who's he gonna? You think he's gonna fight Orton? You think they're just gonna shade over? You don't think they're gonna go with Batista or Orton for the title?
I think they're gonna find a way to get Daniel Bryan in that main event for the title.
See, I disagree.
I might be wrong, but that's my guess.
I disagree. And if they do that, it wasn't planned to do that before the Rumble. After the Rumble, I can see him now wanting to shift it now because Dave Batista is not getting over as a face, no matter how hard they try. Did you see his reaction on Raw? So let's move on to the next night, guys, since we're talking about it anyway, starting it off. The next night was Raw. I thought the beginning was kind of ridiculous because it was Stephanie and Triple H out there pretty much trying to give some kind of excuse like that they made the Royal Rumble pathetic on purpose and made the fans chant that on purpose, which I don't think that was their intent at all. What's your guys' opinion on that?
Yeah, I don't think it was planned at all. I think they're just basically going with the flow, you know?
Well, they had to say something.
Yeah. Look, I did enjoy Stephanie's and Triple H's comebacks when Daniel Bryan was like, I wrestled multiple times on certain nights, and I don't even get to go into Rumble, even though I did wrestle, and Triple H was like, yeah, I was giving you a night off.
It was kind of amusing a little bit, but I didn't find it funny that the fact that they had to come out there and try to fool people into thinking that they made the Royal Rumble awful and that they didn't waste your money on purpose.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think, Matt?
I I didn't get that. I didn't get them trying to say that they made their Rumble perfect, like awesome on purpose. I don't understand what you mean by that.
I think that was their whole point of coming out there. If you go back and watch the interview, he talks about like.
No, I think the whole purpose of it was to come out and rub it in the fans' faces that no, I didn't give you what you want. I mean, he even said that.
Yeah, but it came off. That might have been too, but to me, it came off as almost like we got to get ourselves out of this hole and say that we did this on purpose because the fans.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it's got to be part of the story. He came out and he rubbed it in their face that yeah, you didn't get the guy that you wanted to see at the Rumble. How does that make you feel? It's not like Daniel Bryan wasn't on the card. He had the best match of the night.
He did.
And
lost.
Cena wasn't in the Rumble.
And you know what? We didn't even touch on Cena versus Orton on how bad the crowd was during that match. Do we even want to talk about Cena versus Orton or Big Show versus Lesnar at that Rumble? Because neither match really mattered, it seemed like.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying none of those guys got to be in the Rumble either, so I don't understand why anybody expected Bryan to be in the Rumble in the first place.
I think it was just a total. I think it was just almost a total rebellion. You're right that they probably didn't expect them to be in the Rumble, but just the way they treated him during the match, just getting freaking just squashed almost.
No, that's not what they wanted to see. They wanted to see Daniel Bryan for the title, and I don't really blame them.
Yeah, and that's what happened during the Cena-Orton match. They chanted, Bryan because that's who they wanted to see in the title match. Why not? What happened to the days when you give the fans what they want? That's all WWE always says is give the fans what they want. They've been wanting. They've been wanting.
Going to give the fans what they want.
Yeah, but they've been wanting Bryan to be the champion before the Authority storyline. This guy's been over for a long time.
On top at once, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, to bring Batista in and totally overshadow him is not cool. To bring The Rock in and totally overshadow him wasn't cool either.
Well, how do you not bring The Rock back in after you do the biggest numbers in WrestleMania history, though? Come on.
You're right, but, they do totally overshadow the guys that work their ass off all year.
Well, yeah, there's no arguing that.
I don't like that they put Batista as even though I knew he was going to win the Rumble, I don't like it. The fact that what they did. Just because out of respect for all the guys working their ass off in the backstage, and I can just imagine how some of them guys feel. The guy's not even in great shape like he used to be. I could see if he was coming out there looking great. He's going. He's got a lot of gas. Man, this guy was not. He was terrible.
He wasn't even ready.
Okay, and that moves me on from the opening segment, and then the next thing that I kind of remember on Raw, because some of the parts get boring to me and I don't really pay attention, but if you guys remember anything in between there, let me know. But when they had the confrontation between Batista and Orton and then Brock came out, that was a cool segment.
That was really cool.
And there was a little uproar on people saying, they should have had the match that they were claiming, Brock against Batista or for the title against Orton. But if I'm saying pardon me, Matt, but you're stupid if you thought that match was even going to happen from the get-go.
No way.
That's not going to happen on free TV these days. Not a match like that. Brock Lesnar ain't going to fight on free TV, obviously. We're never going to see him wrestle a match.
No.
I mean, so that should have been your right away. But it was cool, and it was cool to see those three guys up in there. That really makes it. That's a heavyweight division, That's a heavyweight division. And why can't? And that's when I was saying Brock should be your champion. After that segment and the way he acted, and with having Heyman as a mouthpiece, which is probably one of the better mouthpieces in the history of wrestling, I would say by now, is Heyman. And I mean, he's got it going, man. If they give him the belt, there's no reason why you couldn't have Lesnar do a over a year run from what Punk did.
Yeah,
but he's a part-timer.
I think if you pleased him and you said you're going to make him the champion for this long a time, he'd do it.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
So you're going to throw it on Batista instead. See, I don't...
Well, Batista's supposed to be around for a while. I've seen things that say he's a year to 2 years.
But he just has no comparison to Brock, in my opinion.
Well, he's been gone for 4 years. Let's give him more than a week to get back into shape.
Well, then you had Brock beat down, Big Show, which I think he's done for. When they had him beat down at the Rumble, I think Big Show's done for a while. Like I said, his legs are gone. If he even comes back, he might be on vacation or getting knee surgeries. But if he even comes back, I'll be amazed. The guy's getting near the end of his run. I didn't even want to see him fight Big Show. That match was totally boring. But it was an impressive F5 that he gave him if you didn't see it. Oh, man. That F5 was
I'd really like
nice.
to see one more Jericho run.
Ha! One more run if Big Show can get healthy again. It just doesn't seem like he can hardly walk.
He got down to 440 pounds, and now they're listing him at 500 again. Like, he's gained all his weight back.
Well, it's just because the way he walks so slumbering and just he looks so slow, and he's just...
How does cheese legs?
Yeah, exactly. So what else happened on Raw?
Jack Swagger and Cesaro fighting, who did they make? Mysterio and Hunico dressed up as Sin Cara.
I'm not interested in Hunico dressed up as Sin Cara, in my opinion. That is ridiculous.
It's so obvious that it's not Sin Cara. It's like, it's right on the same body.
He's got that tattoo. If you watch NXT at all, Hunico's on NXT, and he's got the same tattoo, and they don't even cover it up. What do you think of that, Matt? Did you know that? And how it's so obvious. It's so obvious,
Right.
If you watch NXT, you see Hunico on there. You see the same tattoo that Sin Cara's got the next week.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. They got to get rid of. Just drop Sin Cara altogether. It's not going to work. The original Sin Cara was cool, but this guy's not.
We're losing Matt.
I think we lost Matt.
All right, we lost Matt.
Hello?
Okay, are you back now? We lost you for a second there. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me now?
Now I can, yeah.
Okay. So, do you have any opinion on anything else you want to say about Raw before we get over with that subject? The ending of Raw. Did you hear me on that, Matt?
Yeah.
The ending of Raw, where they had John Cena, Daniel Bryan, and Sheamus all go over and get into the Elimination Chamber. What did you guys think about that?
I like that a lot.
I like it.
Only thing I didn't get is you're going to have, it looks like they're going to try to have a feud with Bray Wyatt and Cena, right? But then they had the Shield out there. It looks like the Shield almost could have a feud with the Wyatt family now, from the Wyatt family costing them an entrant into the Elimination Chamber. So what do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to have a Wyatt family Shield feud at a Chamber?
Yep, that's exactly where I think that's going.
I think that's going to go there too, and then Wyatt's going to continue and take on Cena at Mania. That's my bottom line right there.
What if you do 2 Elimination Chamber matches, one with the Wyatt family and the Shield, and the other with the for the title?
I would totally like to see them do a War Game style Elimination Chamber like we had talked about last episode.
Yeah, just put them all in one ring.
Yeah.
3 rings.
Yeah. Totally. I kind of like where it's going now. They got 4 competitors. You got Cena. You got Orton in the chamber with Cena, Sheamus, and who was the other one that I'm missing there?
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan are all in the chamber right now. So who do you think your last 2 Elimination Chamber picks are?
I'm going to put Bray Wyatt in there.
I just think the Wyatt family are going to fight the Shield that night. I think it's going to end up putting Batista and Brock Lesnar in there.
Yeah, but
no, I don't think it's Batista. I don't think it's Batista. I think we're gonna get Batista and Del Rio.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a tough one. They might put Mysterio in there because they gotta have a high flyer. They gotta get some spark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've done that in the past, where it's like we gotta get Evan Bourne in the ladder match just to make it look good. Like, you know what I mean? Something like that.
It's going to be interesting to see, but that'll be one of our conversations coming up is the Elimination Chamber once we find out who all the competitors are.
That's my favorite pay-per-view of the year.
It's a cool pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's my best one. Yeah.
It just lacks, if they don't use blood, though, it just lacks something. I think that they at least need to use blood in some of the matches. Don't you think blood would have helped in the Big Show Brock Lesnar match at Rumble?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I can understand the whole, blood scare or whatever, but I mean, they should be able to test the guys or something beforehand if they're going to bleed and know that they're going to be all right.
Oh, I'm sure they test those guys like crazy.
Yeah, I don't see it. And I know I was talking with you guys before we close the show out here that you wanted to say that there were a few guys that you left out on your 2014 Hall of Fame wish list, which I did too. We all did, I think. So is there anybody you wanted to bring up? I know they inducted Jake the Snake Roberts on Raw, so that was cool. I'm glad to see him go in. Say what?
Said bravo. It's about time.
Yeah, it is about time that they put Jake in. I mean, any longer it would have been way overdue. It's already way overdue the way it is, but I'm glad to see him finally get in. Him and Warrior both deserve to get in my opinion, kind of.
Yeah.
As far as their place in hit.
Savage and Rude are the two.
Rick Rude.
Big ones out there now.
Rick Rude is a mystery to me, but here's one thing that I thought about. Rick Rude did jump ship on him in the Monday Night War without any notice straight to WCW, and I don't know if that has anything to do with why they don't like Rick Rude and haven't put him in because of what he did back then. Yeah, a lot of guys did, but he was one of them that really rubbed it in their face, if you go back and look at the clip. When he appeared on Raw and Nitro in the exact same night. Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
It was cool, but I don't know if Vince thought it was too cool. That's just my opinion on maybe why he hasn't got in. Macho Man is not looking like he's going to get in my opinion. Do you guys think he is?
I think he will.
I think they'll put him in by putting in the match with Steamboat at WrestleMania 3. I think that's how they're going to get him in.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're going to start inducting matches too, like I said before. Yeah. I told you guys. Andre versus Hogan, I think, one of the matches being, not Andre Hogan, but the WrestleMania 1 main event with Mr. T and Hogan against, who was it? Orndorff and Roddy Piper. They want to induct that one in there. That was one of the ones mentioned.
Yeah.
Also, though, just to end the show on a high note, and I guess we'll find out more next week, have you guys heard the rumor that Sting may be real close to signing with WWE now?
Yeah, there's actually a report that he actually did sign the Legends contract, but then now they're saying he's close.
Yeah, they said he signed it, and now they've came back and said that they're close to signing it. They really want him due to, like, DVDs, and for the WWE Network, he can talk about WCW because he was one of the main faces. He was the face of WCW. They've always had to rely on, like, Ric Flair and DDP in the past, but they really want him for that. You guys have opinion? I mean, I don't think any of you guys are going to say that Sting doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. He does not have to have one match in WWE, and he's in.
Oh, not at all. Absolutely.
So, it's a win-win situation there.
It's as long overdue, and I blame it on The Rock. You know why, right? There was two things that I hate The Rock for. Whenever Booker T got into the ring, and you remember when he gave him that look and said, "Who are you?"
Yeah, who the hell are you? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and that's the reason why Sting never came to the WWE was because of The Rock. And then The Rock left the company about 3 years later.
Yeah. That's a whole nother story to go into right there about the whole invasion storyline and everything was terrible. But
so mad, and then Rock leaves the company, and it's like, I'm tired of The Rock coming back. I really am. I'm done with him.
I think he's done.
No, I think he's got one more.
I don't know. I think he's done.
I mean, what, he got one more week to come back? Like, he comes back for a week and then he leaves.
I really want to see Stone Cold do one last match. That's it.
What does his body look like now?
He's looking good. He keeps in ring shape.
But I wonder if his legs are like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, this guy just doesn't have it anymore.
Well, I think he could pass the physical
before. He can still go.
I think he could pass the physical before Hogan, because Hogan obviously did not pass the physical. So, let's end it right there, guys. Episode 2, the Weekly Pro Wrestling Rush. Matt, we're sorry that you got interrupted or whatever. I don't understand what happened there on that little part, but We're sorry about that, but I thank both you guys for coming on the episode again. And until next week, I'm going to say peace out.
Peace out.
All right, later, guys.
Take it easy.